Hello everyone and welcome. As I promised in my previous video, I'm going to show you the critical chance for all the classes in the game and their respective weapons. We will start with the classes, so I'll show you the critical chance for the pistols on the Pistoler class, a class based on the Mercenary. Then I will show you the PvP tree of the Engineer, of Hunter, the general tree of Miner, and I will also compare the critical chance between the lower and the upper tree of the Mercenary. Just bear in mind that all the critical chance values you will see in the video are based at the shooting on the target with 3 luck. So let's start with the Pistoler first. As you can see, I divided the pistols into the groups by their respective crit chance modifier. And you can also see that in yellow letters you have the name of the Smith & Wesson 500. This is because you cannot take Smith & Wesson 500 with more than 9 luck on that class at least. So as you can see, the critical chance is pretty high. So for Smith & Wesson you roughly get 60% crit chance, but if you want to reject the Smith & Wesson 500 and substitute it with the Wolves or Smith & Wesson 44, you can also achieve a critical chance of 66.5%, which is huge. But the downside of this class is of course the low range, the absence of the normal sights that will allow you to zoom in. But as you might have noticed on the Discord, they might introduce a new revolver that can actually have a scope, a PO1 scope or some red dot sights. But yeah, kinda high crit chance on this one. But I mean, this is the build for fun. Now let's take a look at the Engineer. So the Engineer is pretty easy because Engineer has plus 10% crit chance, and it applies to all the weapons at once because the Engineer's weapons do not have any crit chance modifiers. So as you can see, as usual, the PDW can only be taken with 9 luck, not 10. But anyway, you won't achieve a high crit chance because when you play Engineer you need at least 6 intelligence. So you will have to spend at least 2 points in intelligence, you will have to spend some points in the strength, in the dexterity and so on. So you won't have many points left to increase the crit chance with the luck. But in any case, even 20% critical chance is kinda low. Now let's take a look at the Hunter. The Hunter is quite interesting because as you all know, the bolt action rifles and the semi-automatic rifles the Hunter have also a crit chance modifier, but it's not that big that on the pistols. Nevertheless, you can see that with the Squirrel, Coyote and Mosin you can get a decent crit chance with 9-10 of luck, but those are the starting weapons, so you won't have to support them anyway. So the next you have Fox, VSS, Pioneer, the both versions, and MSR12. They have very low crit chance modifier of 1.2. The VSS actually do not have a crit chance modifier, at least from what we can see, judging by its description in the game, but judging by my own feelings, I think the developers just forgot to add that it has a crit chance, because I mean they did the same for the MSR12, so I mean the MSR12 has a crit chance modifier compared to MSR10, so it's logical that VSS would have a crit chance modifier. But anyway, the crit chance is low, so no point whatsoever to invest in the luck with these weapons at least. And the last we have Thunder and its M2 versions and L96. They have a bit better crit chance modifier of 1.3, but it doesn't help because the crit chance is still low, and with L96 you will have to spend at least 3 points for the strength, for the accuracy, so you won't have too much left. I mean, there's no point really investing in luck on the hunter, which is weird because the weapons have the crit chance modifier. Now, the miner. The miner is kind of interesting because it has a common crit chance shared among all of his weapons, starting from Lupara and ending with Vapor 12. And as you can see, the Vapor 12 only can have 8 luck at the same time. We can see that the crit chance is low, but what's interesting is that the shotguns have two types of ammunition. The first one is the bullets, and the second one is the shots. So in shots you have multiple pellets. Now, what is interesting to know is that when I started, I actually thought that, which is logical in my opinion, the shots would have more critical chance since each pellet should normally have its own dedicated crit chance. So the summary crit chance for the shots would be even higher. So for example, the green shots have 8 pellets, the Magnum shots and the M1 shots have 9 pellets. So the crit chance you see on the screen right now should normally be multiplied by 8 or 9. That means that it's a guaranteed crit chance. That would mean that it's a guaranteed crit chance for at least one pellet to crit, but it doesn't happen. I mean, even with 10 luck, if you shoot, you will see that the crit chance is very low, and none of the pellet crits. I can only explain this by saying that the crit chance for the shots and for the bullets is the same. The crit chance for the shots is limited by the developers, that way that only one pellet have a chance to crit. So when, let's say, you're shooting one shot with a shot ammunition and you see critical hit, only one number will be in red. That means only one pellet gets the crit chance. You won't have 2 pellets, 3 pellets, 4 pellets, etc. crit at once. Not possible because the crit chance is low. So that's it. And now let's take a look at the Mercenary. So as you might know, there's a difference between two. Basically, the upper tree focuses on the accuracy and fighting the crit chance from other players, and the lower tree focuses on increasing the crit chance and the stamina and fast reload. I always was on the side of the upper tree because, in my opinion, the lower tree is useless. And now, with the crit chance calculation, I have more data to back up my statement, because as you can see on your screen, the crit chance between the two the difference is really negligible. Because if you would take, for example, 9 luck and M16, we see that the difference is like less than 6%. It's 5.2%. Is it worth investing in the lower tree just to increase your crit chance by 5%? I really doubt it. I mean, yes, of course, one can argue that, yeah, you need a fast reload, but I mean, come on, in the assault rifles you have such big mags of 30-20 bullets compared to the other classes. Why would you need even a fast reload? I mean, 30 bullets is pretty enough to kill 2-3 people. If you're aiming for the head, at least. I mean, it should be your priority anyway. So there's no difference, in my opinion, to invest in the lower tree, but I mean, it's up to you, of course. Now, as you could see, till now we only had a crit chance numbers based on the shooting at the target with the 3 luck. Now, with this table, you can see that we actually compare a shooting at a target with 3 luck, 6 luck, and 9 luck. And this is for the scenario when one player invests in the luck just to fight the crit chance for whatever reason. And we can see that between 3, 6 and 9 luck, the difference, well, there is some difference. I mean, if we look at the 9 luck on my build, we can see that the difference every time is 5%. But I mean, is it really worth investing so many points of luck just to fight 5% of crit on you? I mean, I really doubt it. So that's pretty much why the majority of the players runs 3 and 4 luck. I mean, not only for that reason, but this is one of the valid reasons, because you do not actually fight crit chance efficiently enough. So I will hope that those tables, those spreadsheets will help you to make your own build. As you can see in my previous video, you have the formula. In this video, you have the basic data to help you start with the calculations. Is it even worth calculating or not? So it's up to you. I hope it will be helpful. And thanks for watching. See ya.